Okay, now we're going to start moving down to the abdomen of the arteries and the veins, but first we're going to catch up a little bit up here and just letting you know which one's which. Right here is going to be the superior vena cava, and then right over here in the arm, the red one is the anterior humeral circumflex. Moving down, right over here, is a brachial artery. But we're going to cover the arm in a little bit, but those are just a couple key ones that stand out. So now we're moving down to the abdomen area. In the abdomen area, we're going to start off from the top and we're going to work our way down. So right over here, you see this blue trunk, and then you see this stem away from the trunk. The one that stems away is going to be the hepatic vein. So the one that stems away right there is the hepatic vein. This trunk part right here is the inferior vena cava. So we have the inferior vena cava right here. So the inferior vena cava. And then this red portion right here is the common hepatic artery. You can memorize that because it's the only red one that runs across, so it's common, the only one, common hepatic. Then we're going to move down to the right over here. And the cross section over here is the celiac trunk. And then it moves out over here to the splenic artery. So that one just runs to the spleen, so that's why you'll know it's a splenic artery. The little hole right here in the trunk is the superior mesenteric artery. The superior mesenteric artery is that little hole right there. And then we have, moving down from the middle of this trunk, we have the superior mesenteric vein. So the superior mesenteric vein is right there. And then moving down is the inferior vena cava. Moving down from that is the inferior vena cava. So this whole portion right here is the inferior vena cava. And this part right here is the superior vena cava, or inferior. This whole thing is the inferior vena cava. And then, moving down over here to the left, we have the renal vein. And then right next to it is the renal artery. Over here, same thing going on. Renal vein, renal artery. So, that covers that portion. We're going to move down a little bit more, which we already kind of covered this, but recap. Right here is a common iliac artery, so towards the arch right here, that's where it becomes common. So remember that, common iliac. And then if you go down, it's going to be external. So that's the external iliac artery. Same thing going on this side. And then the same thing happening for the vein, common iliac vein, external iliac vein. And then the veins that dip down are going to be internal. So the veins and arteries that dip down. So you have the internal iliac artery right here. Internal iliac artery, the red one, and the blue one is going to be the internal iliac vein. So that concludes this portion of the abdomen.